How's it going, everyone? Marco Moreno here. I'm very excited because I'm gonna announce a project that I've been working for a while, and today is the day. This is, drum roll please, Mastery Jiu-Jitsu Online. What is Mastery Jiu-Jitsu Online? Basically, it's a digital platform that will supplement your jiu-jitsu training. Over the years, even in the 90s, 2000, when jiu-jitsu started spreading all over the world, students will complement their in-person training with other materials, books, DVDs, and now you can also use online platforms to supplement and learn jiu-jitsu by watching these videos. So Mastery Jiu-Jitsu Online is gonna change the way you learn jiu-jitsu. Well, the idea came because I've been running my school since 2012, and I wanted to offer my students video support to complement the techniques that they were learning in the school, and then to go home and review and study those techniques. And I felt like that was very helpful for them. So then the idea came about maybe making this structured way to learn jiu-jitsu available for other students. I say this is gonna change the way you learn jiu-jitsu because how does an average jiu-jitsu student learn jiu-jitsu? A new student go to a school. That school many times doesn't have a curriculum, doesn't even have a beginner's class. They throw new students with the advanced students. The new student is learning very complex moves, and then is getting beat up by all the higher belts. So this student is very frustrated because he doesn't know exactly what he needs to learn to get better. So probably he goes to YouTube, he goes to buy online videos. But the problem is that you go to YouTube and you have hundreds of thousands of videos. You go to online courses, it's the same thing. Most of them are courses for advanced competitors teaching the newest, fanciest technique. So it's very hard for a new student to find a path, a curriculum, an organized way that makes the learning smooth and fun. With Mastery Jiu-Jitsu Online, what I did is I put course number 1. This is gonna be the combat basics. Is gonna give you the fundamentals of jiu-jitsu. From there, you're gonna go to course number 2, and course number 2 builds from course number 1, and then so on. Then you go to course number 3 that builds from course number 2. We're gonna be having courses for a basic, intermediate, until you go to the advanced courses. Once you get to the advanced courses, then everything is gonna make sense because the path, the organized way took you in a very progressive, incremental learning all the way to this level. So when you get to learn complex techniques, it's gonna be super easy for you because you already have a very good foundation. What's different about Mastery Jiu-Jitsu Online is, I would say, in addition to what I just said, which is the pathway, the guide for your journey, many other platforms out there, they offer a course here in isolation. They don't even have a connection to each other. Mastery Jiu-Jitsu Online is different because, as I said, it's gonna give you the path for you to follow from zero all the way to mastery. I will say other things that are different in Mastery Jiu-Jitsu Online. for example, the way I break down the moves. When I started learning Jiu-Jitsu, I'm not an athletic guy. I wasn't the strongest guy in my school. I really had to break down every technique to make it work. And in doing so, I became very good at looking for the small details and also explaining others. When I got purple belt, I started actually teaching a class where I was very particular and showing the very small details and really break it down, the technique, in very small steps. So a lot of students out there who go to learn online, maybe they found an instructor that is probably an accomplished champion, but his techniques are based on athleticism, or maybe they are no use to break it down because they are not natural teachers, they are mostly competitors. So it's hard to understand a technique that is not explained in a very systematic way. So I'm gonna use this technique of teaching that I call it the layers methodology, where I teach you gradually. Every move is presented with layers where you see the main move, and then I'm gonna give you more and more details, which make it very easy for you to learn every technique. Another thing that I feel like is different in Master Jiu-Jitsu Online is that I show you different angles. It's very frustrating when you are watching a technique online and the important detail is on the other side, right? And the instructor doesn't even realize, but you wish you can move and see what's going on the other side. In Master Jiu-Jitsu, every technique I show it in all the angles for you guys not to miss any of the essential details. And I will say Master Jiu-Jitsu Online is different because I go straight to the point. I don't understand why instructors take so long to present, and they teach one move, they do one repetition, and then that's it, and then they move on, right? I try to do a quick presentation of 30 seconds, and then we go straight to the point. And that way I don't waste your time when you watch our videos. And the last thing I will say about Master Jiu-Jitsu Online being different is because we have a testing upload feature. Basically what it is when you go and buy an online video, you have 8-10 hours of a course, right? But how much of those 10 hours are you really gonna learn and implement in your training? Maybe very little. So with the testing feature, what you can do is record yourself and then upload your test via video, and that way we can see if you really learn the techniques from our courses. I think this way, having a testing option will really force you to study, to get together with a partner, to go over the moves, to really see if you understand all the small details, and if you really internalize the moves into your body, right? So that way the testing forces the students to study and learn and really go deep into the technique instead of just watching it once and then forget about it. So the testing is something that is very important, and then we decided to include in Master Jiu-Jitsu Online, which I feel like when you finish, you test and you pass your test, we're gonna send you a certificate of completion. I think nothing feels better than starting something and finishing and that feeling of accomplishment. So I think that is a very good thing to have a certificate of completion when you finish one of our courses. I'm gonna teach self-defense and also sport jiu-jitsu techniques. I don't understand why people sometimes are on different camps. Only self-defense jiu-jitsu, only sport jiu-jitsu. Both are great. But the first course, number one, is combat basics, which is jiu-jitsu for self-defense. And why is this? Because the founders of Brazilian jiu-jitsu understood Brazilian jiu-jitsu as a self-defense art, martial art, not as a sport, okay? So in combat basics, you learn how to use jiu-jitsu for self-defense, being aware of punches, people coming in the street to try to choke you from behind, or push you against the wall, or punching you from the mount. Those techniques you learn in the first course, the self-defense. But after that, once you have a good foundation self-defense, we're gonna teach you the sport jiu-jitsu with gi and no gi. Basic, intermediate, and advanced. I feel like sport jiu-jitsu is great. Sport jiu-jitsu and self-defense jiu-jitsu, they don't cancel each other out. They actually both complement. When you learn sport jiu-jitsu, you refine your technique, you learn to do it against somebody who's resisting, you get to do the workout, the feeling of being trapped, you learn how to breathe, and those are skills that you can also use in self-defense. So I'm not against sport jiu-jitsu, and we're gonna learn sport jiu-jitsu with the gi and with no gi. I don't know why people have different, like I'm a gi guy, I'm a no gi guy. Why not learn both? I think a good jiu-jitsu practitioner should have a good knowledge training with the gi, but also being comfortable training with no gi. So at Mastery Jiu-Jitsu Online, gi or no gi, we got you covered. Testing doesn't mean I'm gonna sell belts online. I'm not gonna promote people based on them passing the course. All they got is a certificate of completion. I feel like in order for you to get a belt promotion, you actually need to be present in a school under the supervision of a higher belt that can really assess your skill set and then award you your promotion, blue belt, purple belt. Online, we can see that you understand the moves and that you can perform it with a cooperative partner, which is good. But definitely, we would like to see you in person if we really want to issue promotions. So we are not selling belts online. All we're selling is content and the testing and the certificate that says that you finished the program. Mastery Jiu-Jitsu Online is for the person who wants to learn Jiu-Jitsu, but maybe he doesn't have a school around his area. Maybe he lives very far and there are no Jiu-Jitsu schools near him. He needs to drive 2 hours to go to the next Jiu-Jitsu school. So maybe he can start watching these videos and start learning with a partner. Also could be somebody who maybe went to a Jiu-Jitsu school and, like I said, they throw him in with the sharks and he got beat up and he just doesn't like training like that. So maybe he can start learning the basics, fundamentals of Jiu-Jitsu at home, watching the videos, getting a partner who he trusts or who she trusts, and then start getting familiar with the position and the techniques of Jiu-Jitsu. These videos are for them. Another person can benefit from Master Jiu-Jitsu Online is probably if you have an injury, right? You have a neck problem, back problem, knee problem, and then you feel like going to a school where they're gonna have a very high intensity because they train competitors. It's gonna be too much for you, and you feel safer at home with a partner that you trust. then you can watch these videos and use them as your reference for your training. Who else is this Master Jiu-Jitsu videos for? I was saying like we were gonna teach self-defense. So maybe students who go to schools who only teach Jiu-Jitsu for sport, but they're curious about how would they use their Jiu-Jitsu in a self-defense situation. So maybe you can buy one of our self-defense courses. These videos are also great for teachers who are preparing a class, they want to teach a technique, and they really want to make sure they have all the essential elements of a move, so they can use our videos as a reference for them to teach their class. There is not really a requirement in terms of age. I will say anybody from 12. We're gonna have a kids program in the future, but for the courses that we have available right now, maybe kids 13 to men in their 60s, 70s. We have students here who are in their mid 60s training Jiu-Jitsu. So there is not really an age limit. You don't need to be in top physical shape. When you train Jiu-Jitsu, you actually start getting in shape, because you come here on the mats or you start rolling and then you feel like, oh man, I've been eating too much. So the mats are gonna hold you accountable for you to start taking care of your physical fitness, and this is gonna be great. You don't need to be in top physical shape. And the other only requirement also is just to have some mats and then a partner, somebody who you trust, who's gonna help you, not somebody who's gonna fight with you, somebody who is down to practice in a very cooperative way with you. And I feel like this is gonna be a great tool for you. I hope this video helped you understand what Master Jiu-Jitsu Online is all about. If you are really interested, go to the link below and check us out. We have free sample lessons where you can watch and really see what we talk about here in this video. How I teach different angles, how I teach you from 0 to advanced. And after you watch the free sample lessons, then you can buy a subscription. We're actually having a discount offer because we're just launching this site. So go in, because it's not gonna last too long. We have introductory prices that are gonna save you a lot of money if you go right now and you sign up to one of our subscriptions. I'm really happy for this project. This is gonna be a great complement, and it's gonna make your Jiu-Jitsu training super smooth, and learning gonna be very easy for you instead of being like so frustrating. Jiu-Jitsu doesn't have to be that hard. Enjoy. What do you think? Was it good? We'll see.